Hi, hello, welcome back. My name is Devraj, this is Body-Based Therapy, and today we're going to look at an exercise to unblock your natural aggression. And this might seem like a bit of a strange thing to want to do because these days, of course, the word aggression understandably has a lot of negative connotations. Think of aggression and we might think of someone who is like threatening violence to get their own way. But back in the early days of psychology, like when Sigmund Freud or Wilhelm Reich was around, aggression had a bit of a different meaning. All it really meant was your ability to keep moving in a direction, like psychologically, forwards, against resistance. An example might be, you have a really good idea one day and you decide, okay, I'm going to make this idea happen. You're hanging out in the cafe later with a friend and they're not so enthusiastic about your idea as you kind of hope they would be. And your mind starts to think like, maybe it wasn't such a good idea after all, I'll just drop it. Or maybe you get a little bit further down the road and you've got this great idea for a new business and you're trying to get some investors interested and you've talked to 5 investors and pitched it to them and none of them are responsive and wanting to invest money. And again, your mind starts to think like, it's probably not that good an idea, I'll just drop it. There's a sense of psychological collapse that happens because of a resistance that is coming as we try to bring an idea right out into manifestation. And all aggression really means psychologically originally was the capacity to keep going through that resistance. There's some negativity, you check in, you think, hey, I still really like this idea and I still really believe in it. I still want to move forwards with it. And if you have enough natural aggression, you will continue to move forwards with it and likely eventually succeed. And on this channel over the years, we've looked at a few exercises which can support you to have more of this kind of aggressive drive when you need it. One you can look at was the right to exist exercise. Another which can be very helpful is the teenager release. And today we're going to look at a third exercise which is actually done lying down on the mat, which can really support us to unblock this natural healthy aggression that we should have inside. So I'm going to get down on the mat and show you how it goes. Okay, so I'm down on the mat in my Reichian working position, which is a sort of technical body-based therapy term for this position. My head is down, there's no pillow, very important unless you really have a major neck issue. And my feet are a comfortable distance from my ass and they're about hip width apart, my knees are pointing up, arms are relaxed by my side. This exercise is known as pelvic flicking. And for those of you who are familiar with like Reichian breathwork or bioenergetics, it's very similar to pelvic tilting, sometimes called pelvic rocking. But it's got this aggressive flick on the exhale. I'm just going to move my left hand out of the way so you can see my pelvis more, because it's quite a subtle movement. But basically what happens is, as I breathe in, I lift my lower back off the mat and tilt my ass downwards, so it's tilting like this. So look. Filling my belly and my chest, and then as I breathe out, I'm going to flick my pelvis back up, taking my tailbone and lower back off the mat with a sound like ha! So my mid-back stays down, but my lower back is up, and my tailbone is a couple of inches off the mat. It's quite a strong flick. Breathe in again. Ha! 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 On the exhale, your pelvis should come up in about 1 second, and you really feel like you're pushing into something here, like there's a surface here. This exercise is excellent for clearing out energetic blocks in our pelvic area and in our lower back. Let's just go through it one more time very slowly. So my arm would normally be here, but I'm putting it here just to show you. So, tilting my pelvis down, my lower back comes up, my tailbone stays on the mat as I inhale. And then with this exhale, I'm going to push really from my feet, flick my pelvis and lower back up like this. Mid back is staying down, shoulders down, back of the head down with a sound. Let's do it. And with the sound a bit faster. this sense of really pumping into something. To get a good release from this exercise, it's actually important to do this pelvic flicking movement after some preparation. In fact, what I recommend is to have like 3 stages and to use a 2-minute ding. So you put on your 2-minute ding, and for the first 2 minutes, you simply do belly and chest breathing, which means on the inhale, I'm going to inflate my belly, then my chest, and then exhale, deflate my belly and chest. 2 minutes like that. That's normal Reichian breathing. And then 2 minutes, the same breathing pattern, but now tilting the pelvis back and forwards, keeping my tailbone on the mat. And then for the third 2 minutes, we go into the pelvic flicking. And when the ding goes, we can begin another rep and then another rep. So we do 3 reps in total, and that takes 18 minutes. And if you do that exercise daily, you're going to find your natural drive and aggression will increase. Okay, cool. I wish you success with this exercise, and that it will support you to have more natural, healthy aggression so you can bring your ideas into fruition. Feel free to like and subscribe, and do check out my online courses and books via my website or Amazon at the links in the description. Thanks very much. I'll be back with some more body-based therapy very shortly.